Hi, my name is Monica Seng, and I am here to interview my uncle, Nil Kay.
My name is Nil Kay. I'm honored and grateful to be here to participate in this great program so we can better understanding of my culture, my people, in order that we all may be able to promote more acceptance, tolerance, and live in harmony
Great.
together.
So where were you born?
I was born in Cambodia in 1956 in a very small town called Sisapon. It's a small rural town in the western part of Cambodia, close to the western border between Cambodia and Thailand.
Do you want to introduce a little bit about our family, like your parents, grandparents, siblings, stuff like that?
Yes, my grandpa is a Chinese immigrant that immigrated to Cambodia during the Japanese occupation of China. And he went to Cambodia, worked for my great-grandpa. Because of his work ethic, his responsibility, his kind heart, caring, my great-grandpa liked him so much that he decided to marry my grandma to my great-grandma to my grandpa. And from there, the family started.
What did your father and mother do, like as a profession?
Both of them are merchant. We just own a small convenience store, as known as basis here, just very small store, and they just sell all the convenient items to the farmer and the nearby commune or villages.
Okay.
But eventually, life go up and down. At one point, when things get so tough, my mom had become creative, and she start a mattress business. But it doesn't use machinery and things like that. It's all handmade, hand sew, and I still helping her. I was helping her all the way. All the children have to be participate in that business and help out just to survive those tough years.
Were you happy there?
Yes, very happy. In my early childhood, we lived in a very small area close to the riverbank. There's a river running across town, and in Cambodia there's two seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. During the rainy season, which is also a flood season, the river water level rise up, and also the river flow quite strongly, and also there's a lot of tree stump with stuff that flow downstream. And in childhood, everybody loved the river. They just climb into that tree stump and float around, and that's the best time of my life, I would think. But later we move out from that area, and kind of life get tough. Thing is not as lucky as used to be, because my parents struggled to meet, but I'm still somewhat happy because I like schooling and we like cruising bike with all my friends.
What prompted you to move? Like, did you move to like a different city or?
No, within the city, it's just a different
house?
part of the city. I believe that back then there's a major flood that the town had to make that major redevelopment to move the market from one area to another area on the higher land. That's where everybody's life start to change, some for the better, some for the worse. During my junior high years, things get very tough for my parents. Business doesn't seem to go that well, and my parents have to get so creative. That's why they start to do that mattress business. When I get off from school, I have to help her fill that mattress because that mattress is all hand sew. They sew the form, and then we have to use a material called kapok, K-A-P-O-K. It's just like a fiber that we get it from a fruit tree, kapok tree. And we fill it by hand, but we have to stay in the cage because that thing is so light and the just keep floating all over the air. So we have to stay within the cage. And Cambodia is a tropical country, very hot, humid. And when we go to fill up that thing, the fibers is stick all over our body and gets so sweat hot. I hate that job, but that's the only thing that our parents can put food on our table and help us to get through school.
Was your family religious? And if so, what religion?
Yes, my mom is a very devout Buddhist, but my father is not much into religion, but somewhat he does believe in the Buddhist practice too. But my mom, very, very strict Buddhist, that shaped a lot of influence on me in terms of spirituality, religion, and philosophy of life. One time, when life getting so tough, my mom had to sacrifice her religious practice by raising and selling poultry, chicken, and we raised, I believe, 5-6 pigs back then. This would be against one of the Buddhist 5 precepts that I shall not kill, and that which including also all life, that including animal and insects as well, and also would go against another 8-fold path that forbid to do the wrong livelihood. And Buddhist philosophy consider that, raising animal to get killed or slaughtered is not count as a positive livelihood. But because of poverty, she had to raise the pig. And we so attached to the pig that we start to name them. The one that have different color, we call domino. One we call long back, one we call lazy because they're so slow, and one we call long tail. I remember the day that we sold that pig, my mom made a lot of food. And I was so surprised. I said, wow, we're going to have, how many guests we're going to get today? I said, no, not guests. And I realized that she made extra just to feed those pigs before they get sold to a slaughterhouse. The day that we sold those pigs, she cried so much because we so attached. Since that day, she swear again, no matter how tough life is, she's never going to raise children, raise animal to be sold or slaughtered like that. And the reason she does it, because she want to buy me a bike and a wristwatch, which is quite expensive back then. You know what? After I know the reason that she broke religious practice just to afford me an expensive gift, I never wore that watch until the day that we had to turn over to the communist authority when they start to forfeit all the people belonging.
I'm sorry, that must have been really hard. So what caused you to leave your country, and when was that? Sorry.
In 1975, when the Communist War was over, they evacuated people all over the country to confine to different communes. Under that atrocious communist regime, everybody suffers so much without knowing anything outside their own small village that they confine us to. But in 1975, there's another revolution that overthrew the communist Khmer Rouge, and then they open up the country so that we can travel freely. Everybody just don't know what to do, when you have no money, no food, don't know where to go. Back then, my mom's also very, very sick, so we just decided that the only way, the only hope that we can survive or maybe even have a little easier life. Just have to get out to a safer place, which is the go to Thailand, which is the country neighbor to Cambodia on the western part.
Can you describe how you left Cambodia to go to Thailand and where you went after?
Yes, back then the country immigration, it's just kind of pretty risky too. We kind of pretty much on the escape, do it very silently and escape and go at night. We go to the border of Thailand and Cambodia, which is also a base of the resistance group. There's a big army group there that try to fight to liberate Cambodia and fight against the Vietnamese occupation. But they also set up a camp there that people can go there to live there temporarily, to escape from. Eventually, they took us to Thailand. Hey, since I touch upon this topic, I should tell you one thing interesting about your grandma while she's boarding that bus. She wasn't feeling health because she had anemia, diabetes, and I don't know, all kind of stuff that messed her up, malnutrition or stuff. She's very weak and frail. And when she stayed away, waiting in that bus, it was a very, very hot, humid day over there, and the bus is no air conditioning, about 50, 60 people sitting on board. And it's so hot, and your grandma feels so uncomfortable in there. And she just want to know when they're going to leave. And I don't know, unexpectedly, for some reason, she just yelled at me, go to ask them when the bus is going to leave. I look at her, Mom, they're not like us, what language they speak, what nationality they are. She yelled back, I didn't ask you for nationality they are. I asked you to go when the bus is going to leave. And everybody stared at us, and I'm so embarrassed, and I don't know, I was just scared. I just jump off the bus and go to ask those people who happen to be, I don't know, one of the European UN personnel, I think it's maybe Germany, French, or something, with a couple Thai driver. And you guess what? I went back with the information that the bus had the fat tire, but now it's all fixed. I get a few pieces of cookie and a mini Bible. When I get back, I give it to Mom. Mom share with people who sit next to her. And one of the old lady that sit in the back seat behind us, she yelled, "Send him back to something else." I didn't get my cookie yet. But that taught me something about humanity. Your grandma had no clue, completely ignorant of the notion of prejudice, discrimination, that people are different and they may discriminate against one another, but it's not as pure humanity, pure human being, just like she thinks that you go there, ask anybody, regardless of what race, what nationality they are, they're just willing to help you without any barrier of language, culture, or prejudice, or anything like that.
Like, so you went to Thailand from Cambodia, but then where did you go after? Like, how did you get to the United States?
Back then, they have a new program that people start to learn, that the third country start to get under the they call it UN ACR, United Nations High Commissariat for the Refugee. They allow, through the charity organization, to help those refugees who want to immigrate to the third country, a chance to immigrate. And some go to France, some go to Australia, you go to Europe, and all over the world. There's a lot of countries that accept those refugees into the country. And I believe that under the President Reagan program, they also accept a number of refugees. And I heard a lot about America when I was in high school during the revolution, during the civil war against the communists, about the freedom, about the opportunity, about the respect of human dignity in America. And we just feel like it probably would be our dreamland that can renew our hope and our life. Mm-hmm. Then we just decided to sign up in that program, and eventually we were fortunate enough to be accepted by the U.S. immigration to allow us to immigrate to the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Did you know anyone in the U.S. prior to immigrating here, or was it just our family moving on their own?
Actually, we did. There are some on the side of my brother-in-law that they have immigrated here first. In fact, they the one who sent letter to all the friends and family, just tell about how great America is. And they said that if you get a chance to come here, just jump on board as quick as you can. And we came here. But before they allow us to come here, they also find there's an organization called IRC, International Rescue Committee, that do kind of arrangement and run the program of taking us here. Before they took us here, we have to have one sponsor who happened to be one of my neighbor in Cambodia. Mm-hmm. And that guy is named Hong. He's the one who helped us during our first arrival in America, to show us around, how to get help, to get a job, to go to school, to familiarize ourselves with life in the U.S. Mm. Toward December 1975, I think around Christmas time when we first arrived, I feel America just like a paradise when I go there. The city all light up with the Christmas decoration. Mm. It completely like a heaven and earth, or heaven and hell. Compare America to the life under that communist ruling. Mm-hmm. And eventually, through the help of the welfare system and through the help of the IRC organization that helped us, and a lot of help from my sponsor, which is I deeply grateful for him. Yeah, I were able to get a job working at an assembly line in a factory called Robert Shaw Control Company that fill up the oxygen tank for the pilot. Mm. Well, it's a great job. I love it so much, but the pay is just the minimum wage, and eventually my sponsor get tired. I have to help me so much. He decided to help me buy a car, teach me to drive, and help me buy a car. He's so nice that he get me a new car, which is come to about, I still remember the payment, probably roughly about $250 a month. But at the minimum wage, it's not able to meet it. Until the first car payment come, then I realized that, wow, the car's nice, that the payment is not. And with that job alone, working at a factory is not going to be able to cut that and meet. So I pick up a second job working at Dunkin' Donut. Leonard, it's a sweet donut. And I worked there about 3 months, and the owner of that Dunkin' Donut, he always come late at night. He's a guy who drink lots of coffee and like to play a crossword puzzle. Mm. And I happened to develop a bond with him that we kind of getting close to him. He's a very nice guy, a great man. And one night he told me that he's going to sell his business. I was shocked because it is the only way that I can support my can get the supplement income to support my living expenses. I asked him, why did you sell it? He said, he's losing too much money. I said, if you lost so much money, who's going to buy your business? Nobody wants to lose money. He said that he doesn't know, he tried to sell it first, but if he cannot sell it, maybe he close it out. And that terrified me, because if he sell it, maybe the new guy may still hire me. But if he close it out, what happened to me? But I keep begging him to keep it open. He said no, he cannot afford it. And finally, I don't know, for some reason, I just have a gut just to talk with him, to have him sell it to me. And he asked me if I have any money. I said no. He asked me if I have any credit. No. I have any management experience. I said no. And I said, so how can you own a business if you don't have anything? I told him, but one thing I do have, the willingness to work, my work ethic, and my responsibility, my integrity, that I'm willing to die on the job for you. You just give me that chance. And my parents used to own a little convenience store. I think that business is pretty much the same. You just produce a good product, give customer a great service, and you take care, you can manage your money well, and try to be thrifty, and eventually you start to learn on the job, and maybe eventually you will be able to run it. I would think that you're born with the knowledge of running the business in the first place, right? He didn't agree at first, but after my insistence, my constant pleading, and through my background, I don't know, for some reason, I think his heart melted out. Eventually, he just sold the business to me with one arrangement that I need only the first $900 or to $1,000 to meet all my living expenses. The rest of them, he can take it all. And he still have the right to full control, to get in the office, control my checkbook, even sign my check, So until he's satisfied with all the down payment, that whatever he need. And we did quite well, and I don't know, with luck, with my work ethic, with my determination, and thanks a great deal with my wife, help. And eventually we just pay him off, and I became a business owner, and from them we just worked our way up until we are where we are right now.
Did your siblings help with running this business, or what were they doing?
Yes, to start with, your uncle, my brother, helped us with the business. In fact, at that early years, without family pulling together hard, it's hard to make it. Because remember, we start off with a losing business, but because we do most of our work ourselves, then we save a lot of money on the payroll. That's how we can survive in the business until eventually, with hard work, keep the clean store, make a good product, caring for our service. Eventually, the business started to take off to the point that we can make a decent living out of that store. In fact, I feel so proud of our family that we all born in together and willing to pull the load together, during our tough time until everybody can make it on their own. After that store, after I sold that store, we all still together, and then we moved from southern California to northern California, and we start to open our own small chain of donut shop, which consists like 4 or 5 shops. We do real well, and along the way, I can help quite a few, not quite a few, I help put over a dozen refugee family and have from the disadvantaged background like us to own the business also, which is something I'm very proud of. I'm fortunate enough to be able to help people who went through the same suffering to be able to live a decent life and be able to live in, be self-sufficient.
Right. Do you ever think about moving back to Cambodia?
Moving back to live, no, but moving back to visit, have vacation, stuff like that, yes. Because I have more hope, more fun, more good life here than over there.